Yeah, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com playing World of Tanks. The tank is the Matilda 4. This is a Russian Tier 5 medium tank, and the map is Ruinberg, which is also known as Winterberg. I am going to get 5 kills in this game. I'm going to do 1,200 damage and 1,000 experience. I'm going to get the top damage and the top EXP for my team and for the other team, of course. Now, when I play this map, if you watch my videos, you'll know that I'm going to go towards the center of the map, and I do that on all of the videos that I can. I'm sorry, all the maps that I can, and I do it all the time on this map. I can't think of a recent game where I haven't gone here. And I do it with any tank. I do it with tank destroyers, I do it medium, heavy, light, it doesn't matter. And the reason why is because you can hit tanks all over. You can hit the tanks over here, and you can hit all the tanks over here, and you can hit tanks out in the field, and if you advance forward, you can hit up there a little bit more. You can hit the ones that penetrate and come behind you, and you're pretty safe. The people in the town won't be able to hit you. The people in the alleys can't hit you. If they hide in these little cubby holes, they can't hit you. Of course, they can come out and hit you. Okay, so let's move on.
Ready to fire. Target lost.
You'll note that I still fired even though he wasn't spotted. Now, because I was spotted, I started reversing. Usually, if I'm spotted, the first thing I do is check to see if there's artillery. Excuse me. And you'll notice that there's 2 artillery in this game. There's the spawn, and I'm assuming that their artillery is going to be in that direction. If you reverse away from them or towards them, it's very easy for them to hit you. They'll be aimed on you. If they're in this direction, you want to move laterally. You want to move along the road, like that way towards the town or that way towards the buildings. It's safer to go towards the town or zigzag. This way it's difficult for them to aim at you. You can see I only moved back a little bit. But if you do that, you have to move again and again and again. You have to keep on moving. Now obviously I've been spotted again. You can see I'm using the zigzag method. And I am zigzagging. I do zigzag even if I'm in the sniper mode. I always return to that spot. One thing that I have learned, there are other people that play in this area. And when I come from the other side, I usually come from this side of the buildings. I don't come up this alley. And I take these bushes right on the other side. Sometimes when I play from the other side, there's a lot of enemy tanks over here. I rarely see them on the other side, but on this side I might see 3 or 4 enemy tanks. If I see, let's say 2 or more, if I see 3 enemy tanks, I will retreat and I will give up this position and go somewhere else. If I see 1 or 2, if I see 1, I'll definitely take them on. If I see 2, I'll be cautious about it. But if I see 3, I've had really bad luck going up against 3 tanks because they will charge you. Now you'll notice that there is an OI over here. His gun is pointed away from me. He probably has a poor spotting range. If you look, you can see that he's well within my spotting circle. And with my camouflage and my crew and being in the bush, there's a good chance he's not going to spot me. Even if I fire, he might not spot me. Let's see what happens. Oh, I think this is the one that I missed him. If you get spotted, you have to act fast. The best thing you can do is reverse this way. You don't want to be on the outside line of bushes because they'll be able to spot you easily. I either go through the second line of bushes or, better yet, on the outer side. But you want to be in the bushes because if someone comes over the road or if someone's down the road over here, if you're not in the bushes, it's very easy for them to spot you. So it's best to go through this row of bushes when you need to retreat and when you need to come forward to stop in one of these bushes over here. Constantly checking for targets. I shot even though he's not spotted. Now I reversed to see if I could spot him because the tree was in the way. So I figured maybe if I reverse, I'll be able to see him. But it didn't work out.
Target acquired. We didn't penetrate their armor. Target released. Target acquired. Gotcha.
Okay, so I got one kill. Another technique I've been using, every time I fire the gun, I look at my mini-map. Since we've been talking, I haven't looked at it very much. During that engagement since the OI, I just looked at the mini-map now, and I probably fired 4 or 5 shots. That's a bad habit. Now, every shot, unless it's a really rapid-fire gun, every shot I look at my mini-map to see what's going on. Right now, you can see that my team on the east has won. There's an enemy in front of me, and my allies are being flanked on the west. I had an awesome video, a couple awesome flanking videos, where I literally, there were 3 tanks right at that alley where all those, in the town where all those tanks are, they were lined up like all next to each other. And I literally went in front of them, beside them, and behind them, and shot them in the butt. I literally did that in a game. And there was another one where I went around the block and I parked on the side of 2 tanks and I fired the gun and I hit one of them 5 times. And I don't remember if I killed him or not. And then I hit the other tank twice and I was parked right to the side of him before he noticed that I was there. And I did it just to see if I could get away with it. So I'm probably going to head down the alley because we're running out of targets. And obviously you got to be aware of, I had to give up on that guy. He's just not worth for me to chase after because I'm too slow. When you have a slow tank like the Matilda, you want to be near the bases as often as possible because if you need to reset the cap or if you need to cap, it takes a long time to get there. So when you're on Himmelsdorf and people say heavy tanks go to the hill, don't buy that. It's a load of bull. Heavy tanks are slower, and if it's an encounter map and you're being capped and you're up on the hill and you have a slow tank, you're going to be screwed. And you'll learn that lesson the hard way when you lose a game. You'll notice that I locked onto him with the auto-aim very quickly. The auto-aim will center on that tank a lot faster than the sharpshooter. It's very fast response. And I fired very quickly, and I stopped my tank from moving so that it would aim better. And obviously I have to move forward so he doesn't get away. Unfortunately, I allowed him to get away. If I had advanced slowly between shots, he probably would not have gotten away. Now, in this situation, you see I shot at the wrong tank. I think I could have hit this tank and probably killed him, but I shot at the better protected tank that has 4 times the hit points or triple the hit points. So that was a mistake that I made. And you'll note that I switched. I noticed the mistake, so I switched to the easier tank. Oh, I guess I was tracked. I believe that I may have been tracked, and because I felt that I wasn't going to get hit by artillery and I wasn't in any danger, I did not use the repair kit. And I've been doing that often, and sometimes it doesn't work out so well. But I will say that the repair kit is like 3,000 credits or something like that, the small repair kit. So I have to get to the point where I use a small repair kit. It's really cheap and it will save your life. I'll be a little bit more conservative on the large repair kit. You don't want to go around showing your side. You notice that I turned my tank to go around the corner, and there is an enemy tank right there. But I think I'm going to notice it. You'll note that I noticed it before he shot at me, and you have to look at the minimap to see that. I took a wild shot. What he's doing is terribly wrong. He should not be taking me on. I will totally destroy him. And obviously he didn't realize what dire circumstances he's in. He made it very easy for me to shoot at him. Okay, so they're capping us. Got 3 kills. I saw a tank behind us. If he's an easy kill, I'm going to go after him. But it looks like he was running away, so I think I'm going to give up. Unfortunately, he moved further, so I decided to pass on him, and my allies going after him instead. Something interesting is going to happen on this cap. I think the tanks are going to disappear, and I think I'm going to hit them without spotting them or something. So you'll notice that I hit him and I reversed, and the reason why I reversed is because it's like a 3.2 second reload. So I reversed to get the added protection of being behind this little pile of garbage. So I'm going to shoot and reverse to reload. You notice I reversed. The KV-1S could not shoot at me while I was reloading. He had to wait. You'll also notice that I switched to the gold rounds. I don't know when I made the switch, but I'm definitely using the gold rounds right now. And also note that I'm shooting over the corner of my tank. I don't know if this is the perfect angle, but you don't want it to be showing more of the side of the tank. The closer you get to that corner, the worse it is. I've had really bad luck. When I've been going right over the corner, I've been getting damaged a lot. So I'm trying to get in the habit of being more on the inside of the track. Now, I was using the auto aim. I have a technique which you'll see in another video. Look for my auto aim video, which I have not made yet. But I'm going to show you a very advanced auto aim techniques. Some things are going to blow your mind. You're never going to have seen this before. I've got crazy tactics that I use. But what I did was I switched to the manual aim because probably I was worried about penetrating him. And I wanted to hit that the lower plate because I thought that I might penetrate better. So that's why I switched to the manual mode. Obviously I was tracked. Got 5 kills. Now I think, okay. I thought that the OI was there and invisible, but I think what happened was there's a bug in the game where you hear the siren even after they leave the cap, and I think that's what happened, and I reported the bug, and they're aware of it. This is World of Tanks 9.14. Right after the new physics came out. Oh, there he is. Yes. One of the disadvantages with the auto aim is that when it becomes released, your gun could fire anywhere. In that case, it fired at the ground. And I did kill an ally once because of that. It was me, an enemy tank, and my ally side by side. And we were moving very quickly, like going forward and backwards. The enemy was between us, and we were all going side by side, forward and backwards, and the enemy died, and I had the auto aim on him, so when it released it, it kind of went like that, because it goes to where the mouse is pointing, and then when I fired the shot, it killed my ally, and he had like 10 hit points left or something, and it was like 2 years ago, it was a long time ago. Now I'm using the auto aim because I want to hide behind this tank right here. So in order to do that, I need to use the auto aim, and there's a good chance he won't be able to hit back at me. You'll note that I ran out of the gold rounds, and I have to use the regular rounds now. I can penetrate those tanks. You just got to hit them in the right spot. The way to hit these guys is to actually hit them in the turret where the gun is. If you hit them low, you're going to have problems.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Usually what happens if they're behind cover, I usually destroy them because you have to hit the turret. But when they're out in the open, I'm so tempted to hit the body of that tank that they just bounce.
Critical hit.
You'll note that I switched to the high explosive rounds.
Fire. We're dead for. Everyone get out.
Okay, so that's the Matilda 4. It's a Tier 5 Russian medium tank. Got 5 kills. The map is Ruinberg. If you have any questions or comments, please post below. Oh, I did 1,200 damage, 1,000 EXP, and I got the top damage and the top EXP for my team. So that is an example of a game where you get top EXP and top damage. Any questions or comments? Please post below.